Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Gonna read through the full article here. It's pretty short. 74-year-old homeowner shoots a 16-year-old in his Ohio house. Here's a quote from the homeowner. He didn't belong here. That's right, sir. James Lauger, you are correct. He didn't belong there. He either did live there or he didn't. If he didn't, which he didn't belong there. In my mind, you have every right to shoot the guy if that's legal within your state of Ohio. I don't know if it is Ohio. Let's have a look at the details more closely. A 74-year-old homeowner is defending his decision after shooting a 16-year-old accused of breaking into his Ohio house. He didn't belong here, and I knew after he came through the door like that, I can shoot him. Okay, James seems to understand the laws. The Castle Doctrine, do I have that right? And so, yeah, good for you, James. I got no issue with you, sir. The Akron Police Department was called to the home invasion at about 7:30 a.m. Tuesday, March the 29th. When officers arrived, they found a 16-year-old male inside the victim's home with multiple gunshot wounds. Okay, perhaps that's a bit questionable. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But did you need to shoot him multiple times, sir? Maybe you did. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you could have just shot him once and then leave it at that. The homeowner reported that the teen had forced himself into the home, and at some point during the ordeal, the homeowner confronted the teen and discharged his firearm, striking him multiple times. So I'm going to say that a moment ago I did question this elderly gentleman as to whether or not he needed to have struck the invader multiple times, and I'm just going to correct myself a little bit. I think when we're in these situations, especially when we're not trained, let me just refresh that. When we're not trained police officers or such, that we have so much adrenaline pumping through our veins. We are in such a fearful state. We're not really in a position to be overly rational. So I feel a little bit wrong, a little bit incorrect for questioning whether or not this guy could have just stopped at shooting the invader just the once, because he may not be of rational mind in that situation in that moment. We react how we react, and this guy rightly prioritized his own safety. He's right to do that. The guy got shot multiple times. It is what it is. Let's have a catch up where we were. Police did not identify the teen or the homeowner. Well, we know who the homeowner is now, James Valga. So he's now being identified. Officers provided the teen with first aid until emergency medical services arrived and took him to Akron Children's Hospital, where he was in stable condition. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. I'm not going to feel too much sympathy for the invader, the person that broke into this elderly man's home. Even though they're only 16, I'm still not going to feel too much sympathy for them. However, I'd rather see that they are in a stable condition as opposed to having been killed for several different reasons. I mean, one would be for their own sake, of course. It's better to be in a stable condition than dead. But also for James, just so that he's in a better position to be able to cope with this situation. He won't have the guilt of having killed somebody on his conscience. And just so that legal charges against, along the lines of murder or manslaughter or such, aren't laid against him. So that's good news in my opinion. Authorities say the homeowner was not injured. Well, that's good as well. And, can we say that the reason why he's not injured is because he had a gun and he used the gun? That's really why he was not injured. Should he not have had a gun, or if he had a gun and didn't use it well, then it could have been a whole different story. What if he had a gun and the 16-year-old was able to disarm James? What then? A whole different story, I'm quite sure. So Lauger told the news station that he shot the teen as he was heading to the basement. I pumped 2 into him there. He went down the steps that way, and I got him a 3rd time, I hope. Okay, so I'm going to say that the elderly man does seem a little bit bloodlustful, but again, so be it. Don't break into this guy's home. Most would agree that within reason, someone has a right to defend themselves. So in that someone broke into my house, into his house, in that he's confronted with an unknown person with an unknown motive, all those things will be taken into consideration, said the Lieutenant Michael Miller from the police department. The teen has been released from the hospital, or is about to be released, apparently. And there we go. That's the full details of the article. This happened in Akron, which is about 40 miles south of Cleveland. So I'm going to wrap things up here. If this is the type of content that you like, that if you see value in this type of content, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video, join the membership, join the live streams if we start doing them. And have a look at some of the other videos that I'll be pumping out. I'm pumping out multiple videos every day, almost all of a true crime nature. Almost all the details are published in online articles today, perhaps yesterday, but pretty recently. And we're trying to cover the top topics for you. So please do like, comment, subscribe.